Good morning, everybody. Today is February 9th, 2020, and I would like to talk to you about the stock market and some things to consider for this week. I was watching the market this morning and I saw how Dow Jones, even though it opened 100 points down, it actually quickly recovered, and after that it was growing in very steady, very organized way. I didn't see any kind of panic, and we know that the news agencies are pouring negative news on us, especially about the coronavirus outbreak and China being shut down, and millions of people in quarantine, and that we have a bunch of people stuck on cruise ships because the disease is apparently spreading airborne, because what they're saying is that some people who never been to China suddenly got infected. So the fact that this thing was contagious and being airborne, to me it was pretty obvious. Coronavirus, it's nothing new. It's a family of viruses that being discovered a long time ago, and most of them are airborne, and that's why we have all kinds of aerosol and fumigation solutions to actually kill this type of viruses. So I'm just saying that right now it's the world intelligence, the power of pharmaceutical companies, chemical companies against the new type of virus that is being currently discovered. So what happens is that it's actually a great test for the economy and for pharmaceutical industry. So the market, I think, basically got used to the fear of coronavirus and what potential damages it could bring. And with that in mind, we basically have a situation where the market is trying to ignore the health situation and the virus situation in the world, trying to focus on productivity, on new products, earnings, and business as usual. Obviously, so far it's working because what happens is that the market, after it experienced a few pretty significant and drastic drops last week and the week before, is currently more or less even, and it's not really being jerked or unbalanced with an additional portion of some negative news from the coronavirus or China area. So at this point I would consider still buying DIA, which is basically a Dow Jones ETF that's currently being traded at $292 a share. And I would say I would start putting buy orders at around $290, $291 a share. And if you're trading stock options, I would buy calls for 292, 293 strike prices. I tend to buy calls no longer than a week, because I could kind of predict, I guess, what would happen in 1 week, but it's hard to predict what's going to happen in 2 weeks, and it is even harder to predict what's going to happen in the next 3 weeks. So, but so far what I see is that the market is stabilizing, and it looks like we will go up. especially if you take into account the fact that money are escaping China right now. That's why the stock market is basically being sold off and declining, and it releases cash which would be poured into more stable markets, more safer markets such as United States. America is a very open country for foreign investments, so it basically it's a couple of clicks of the mouse on a computer in the bank to redirect their money into the United States stock markets versus Chinese markets. So with that in mind, I would say that don't be scared. Continue to invest into the US market. If you buying stocks, I would highly suggest to protect your investments by buying put options. Put options allow you to sell your current investment, or actually any investment, even if you don't own it, at a set price. So, for example, Dow Jones is trading at the upper corridor of its weekly and bi-weekly price, and if you buy, for example, as an example, DIA, if you buy a put on a DIA at strike price of $291, $292 a share for, let's say, next Friday, it will only cost you like $1, maybe less. So in that case, you could continue to invest into the American market via buying DIA investment and still have protection. If you would like to know which other ETFs in which industries you should buy, please go to the website foretf.com. It will take you to the Apple App Store page, where you could download, install, and run an app that covers 2,200 ETFs, runs on your iPhone, iPad, and Apple TV, and updates its buy and sell recommendations on a daily basis for 2,200 exchange traded funds, which are basically a basket of stocks that you could invest at the same time with one purchase of this ETF shares. Thank you for your time and good luck trading.